I first saw Jayden Seales in
Yeah,
2020 at the Under 19 World Cup in
yeah,
South Africa.
yeah,
On that occasion, I was very impressed with Seals and Naeem Young
yeah,
as
yeah,
they showed the passion
yeah,
of what we expect from West Indies cricketers. 1 year later, August 2021, at Sabina Park, during the heights of the COVID pandemic, Jayden Seales played 2 matches against Pakistan. He took 11 wickets then. At that time, I said that he would be the next great West Indies fast bowler. After watching Seals this morning against Pakistan at Multan, I'd want to tell you here and now, Jayden Seales is on his way to becoming an IPL millionaire. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the #1 cricket channel in the Caribbean. I thank you for being here and I appreciate your company. This morning, I have invited my friend from Pakistan, Shakib Khan, to analyze the first day's play in the first test match between the West Indies and Pakistan. Good morning, Shakib. Welcome to the Cricket Forum. Go again, Shakib. You're
yeah.
unmuted there.
Good morning to everybody and the viewers, wherever you're watching. Um, just a bit of background. I'm a British Pakistani, so I'm actually in England, but I'm a British Pakistani. But Pakistan cricket's in the blood, obviously.
And the good thing about you, Shakib, is that you followed Manchester United. So I know
That's
that you're a good person.
that's it. That's it.
Yes, welcome to the Cricket Forum, Shakib. We are
Thank you.
happy to have you here.
Grateful. Thank you.
Pakistan recover Pakistan recover from 46 for 4 to be 143 for 4 at the close of the first day's play, with Rizwan and Shad Shakil adding 97 runs unbeaten for the 5th wicket. Jayden Seales rocked the Pakistani batting at the start of the day's play, getting 3 for 19 from his 9 overs. Shakib, please summarize the day's play for us.
I would say that it was a day, it was a day of two halves, really. At the moment in Pakistan, there's a lot of fog and there's a lot of treacherous weather conditions. So at this time of the year, Test cricket in Pakistan, you're only going to get about 60, 70 overs per day, really, at best. I think today we got about 44, 45. Um, Pakistan won the toss, which I thought was an interesting choice, really, given that West Indies have a pace battery of bowlers who would potentially could have made use of this very traditionally flat Rawalpindi wicket. But they made hay while they could, and I think they had a very good start. The bowlers, especially Jayden Seales, he was terrific. He bowled in the right areas, and Pakistan were very tentative. And at 47 for 3, well, 46 for 4, I would say, they were actually on the back foot. So that was the first half of the day. And then the second half of the day was the experience of Rizwan coming to the fore, along with Saud Shakil, who's pretty much our informed batsman at the moment. So I think that was a very crucial partnership. And at the moment, it's 97 unbeaten.
Okay. Do you think that Pakistan at 143 for 4 would have probably made too many runs at this stage in the competition, in the match?
Um, Given the situation at the moment, it's 43 overs. Pakistan have lost 4 wickets. I think that ultimately it depends on how much they end up scoring. Um, if they get to 250, 300, I think that will be a good score in these conditions. But at the moment, I still think the game's in the balance, really. The first hour tomorrow will be crucial as always. And if West Indies get a couple of wickets and Pakistan are 180 for 7, 200, 190 for 7, then I think it's the game's in the balance. So I wouldn't rule anything out at the moment. It's too early. I think 143 for 4 batting first, you probably think West Indies and Pakistan are both pretty content with how things have turned out.
Okay. Do you think, though, that West Indies probably took the foot off the gas and relaxed the field too quickly and allow Rizwan and Saul to dominate? And the point I'm trying to make is that 143 for 4, they should, even if they never lost another wicket, they should have been probably about 97 for 4.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, today's cricket was very attritional test cricket, just like the old-fashioned way. There wasn't like the 4 or 5 runs and over that has been happening recently. I think Pakistan batsmen, they use the experience. They kind of put their head down and just grafted through. West Indies, I think at some point they maybe took a slip or two out earlier than they should have, and maybe keep those attacking fields for longer. But I think once the spinners come into it, in the West, Rizwan's quite good with the spinners, and he starts playing his sweeps. He does struggle with the fast ball and the moving ball. So with Test cricket as is at the moment, I think Jayden Seales already had bowled 10 to 12 overs, so they had to bring the spinners in. I think that's where they maybe relaxed a bit more. But I think tomorrow morning go full on with a pace battery and try and get wickets early.
Okay. Take me through these dismissal from Jayden Seales, and this is courtesy of the Pakistan Cricket Board YouTube channel.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, which the dismissals are depending on which one we're looking at first. I mean, that's Babar Azam's dismissal, I believe. He has a knack of trying to play it down to third man.
This is the first one.
Yeah, so this is the debutant Herrera.
Yes.
And I think he's just bowled it in the right spots. Obviously, there is a gap between his bat and pad. He's quite loose outside off stump, and it's a good ball. He's been tempted to play it, and he's finally edged it to the wicketkeeper. So I would say that's very good bowling to a debutant. Ball in the right areas. Herrera obviously is playing instead of Simon Ayub, who's injured. So I think that was a very good ball.
And this is probably the ball that have every Pakistani looking on and very worried. This one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
coming up here.
Yeah, and this ball is again misjudgment really. It's a poor ball. It's poor batting from Kamran Ghulam really. He's actually played quite well as well. He's been in form, so he's just misjudged the line of that. He's actually swung in. He thought he's going to leave. He's going to play outside off stump and swing away. He swung in, so he's misjudged that really. Poor decision making from the batsman, I would say, for that one.
Now, but he was at the other end when Seales got the debutant, and if you look there, where the both delivered from the same spot. Wouldn't it be fair for him to assume that it is going to hold the line also instead of dart back?
Of course, yeah, because it's the first morning and you don't expect the pitch to play in such a way. But I think it's a combination of good bowling from Seales. He got the ball to move in. And a bit of misjudgment as well from the batsman, because if you look at his positioning, he's very square of the wicket, so he's literally facing the bowler, hence why he got LBW. If he was batting a bit more a bit more square on, like he should be, he could have maybe noticed the ball moving in and could have defended it on the back foot, or maybe it would have hit his gloves or something, or his chest. So I would say it's poor decision making from the batsman as well. But a good ball if you meant it by Seales.
Yes, but when you look at Babar Azam now, this was really a beauty. Same spot, same delivery point, and this one held it line. It never came back. If you look at the line there where he got out the second batsman, that one came back, but this one held it line also, and he delivered it from the same spot.
Yeah, this is a very good ball, but Babar Azam has a habit of trying to play it down to third man as well, because if you see the wicketkeeper, there's a big gap between the wicketkeeper and I believe the second slip. So I think he has a habit of trying to play the ball down to third man just to rotate the strike and put the pressure off him. So as well as it being a good ball, I think Babar Azam's kind of played all over it a bit as well, because he's not actually playing a drive there. He's trying to glance it down to third man, potentially. So again, the ball held its line. Very good bowling from Jayden Seales, and it's a familiar dismissal from Babar Azam. His feet again are all over the place. He's very square on. So again, it's a very good ball to somebody early in the innings.
But what about the tactics there from the West Indies? to say, there's the gap, Babar Azam.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Run it down to third man. We are going to run it down to third man and let us see what happens.
That's fantastic captaincy, because that's a shot Bob Rossum tries to play a lot in one day as well as test matches, and he's been guilty of getting out like that. So I think that they did their research, and there's a terrific ball, terrific tactics, and Bob Rossum fell for the trap.
But I just think, though, Shakib, looking at this, it's absolutely brilliant bowling from Jayden Seales. Yeah. I recalled earlier this year in the matches against Bangladesh, last year, should say, late last year, in the matches against Bangladesh, I was making this distinct point that the West Indies bowlers were beating the edge of the bat so often. What they need to do is not to pitch it up anymore, but to go wider off the crease. I don't know if it's a coach realized this also, or they heard me. I don't know. But this is absolutely brilliant from Seales. He was getting that ball to talk this morning.
Definitely, and with Test cricket, and the West Indies have always had a great history of bowlers, fast bowlers. You bowl in the corridor uncertainty, let the ball do the talking in conditions that suit you, and you'll get wickets. And that's exactly what happened today. So Jayden Seales is a terrific bowler. I think he's got like 75 wickets already in 17 tests. So he's a brilliant bowler, and he took advantage of the conditions today. Fantastic.
Thank you very much. We are now joined by Wafi, our friend from Bangladesh. Wafi, you're not on camera. As soon as you come on camera, we'll allow you to join us. Now, Shakib, we look at what Jayden Seales did this morning. We saw where Greaves came into the attack after Jayden Seales.
Yeah.
Do you think that if Greaves was going to bowl any at all, did West Indies took too long to get him into the attack, and Gudakesh Moti, while bowling 14 overs and Greaves not bowling, suggests to me that Greaves should not bowl any at all, because if Greaves was going to bowl, he should have bowled earlier. Did West Indies made a mistake by one, not bowling Greaves earlier, and two, he never needed to bowl the time when he bowled?
Yeah, I think they potentially missed a trick, because Greaves bowled 14. Greaves only bowled three overs in the day, and maybe the time for him to bowl was slightly earlier on. Maybe give Moti 7-8 overs, and then big Greaves in. But he's medium paced, isn't he? Greaves
still bowled mid 130s.
Yeah, he's medium paced. So I think maybe they could have bowled him again later on in the day, because he only bowled the 3 overs, and sometimes in Test cricket, it takes you about 4 or 5 overs to get into your rhythm. So it was a bit of a because he's playing as your bowling all rounder, isn't he? So I think
more for batting all rounder.
Yeah, batting all rounder. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Welcome to the show, Wafif. Good morning. Happy to have you. Good to see you, Wafif. We're just we're about to analyze the performance of the Pakistani 2 batsmen who put on that partnership, that wonderful partnership of 97 unbroken so far. We have with us Shakib Khan from Pakistan, who is a friend of mine living in England. Let's go over to you, Wafif. So, Wafif, I'm getting some feedback there. What is your take on the innings, the partnership between Saad Shakil and Mohammad Rizwan? Analyze that partnership for us. Tell us what they're doing good. Tell us where you think the West Indies are not so good during the partnership. And then I will come over to Shakib for a similar analysis.
Experience in the pitch, because the pitch was a tricky one. But if you survive the odd balls out, if you could handle the spin well, and then there was run to be made as well. And I think there was some poor bowling as well, because West Indies, I wouldn't say, like, except Gudakesh Moti, I didn't say the spinners to get that much purchase. I think West Indies is still lacking the depth in spin bowling, and this pitch is suited for the spinners.
I want to talk more about the partnership at this time. We'll come to the spin bowling later.
Yeah, if you talk about the partnership, I think general cricket shots, just keeping your basics and just taking your time and building up a partnership, which Mohammad Rizwan does so well. If we even consider the series against Bangladesh, they were also 4 down, but then Rizwan and I think it was Saim Ayub, and later it was it was South Shakil indeed. So these two have a good combination, good chemistry between them, and that's why again a lovely partnership.
Thank you very much. Shakib, could you analyze the partnership? What's your views on that partnership for us, please?
Yeah, I think it was a crucial partnership, and your series, the last recognised pair in terms of pure batting was between these two, and I think that 97-run partnership was very crucial. Rizwan had a tricky series in South Africa, but these kind of conditions suit him quite a lot. So when the ball is quite soft and there's not much pace and the spinner's on, he does excel. And South Shakil is obviously been in fine form as it is. So I think they play the conditions well. They are conditions they're familiar with as in Rawalpindi. And
It's
as Multan, is it right? Yeah, it's Multan. So they are conditions they're familiar with. Rizwan actually plays for Multan Sultans anyway, so he's familiar with the conditions in the stadium. So I think he made the most of the partnership. And I think tomorrow morning they just need to kick on from Pakistan's perspective, because anything below 250, I reckon West Indies are still in the game. I really do.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you share that view, Wafif, that anything below 250, West Indies still in the game?
Based on West Indies batting, because fourth innings will be very, very hard. But right now, definitely the aim should be to get them out within 250, because if they go on to score 300, this pitch is going to be so tricky for the West Indian batsmen.
Thank you very much. Coming to you this time now, first, Shakib. Looking at the West Indies spinners,
Yeah.
what the West Indies spinners were not doing today that we can expect the Pakistani spinners to be doing when it is their time to bowl? Because we as West Indies supporters didn't get the impression, we didn't feel the energy that the West Indies spinners were putting on the pressure on the Pakistani batsmen. I don't think that we bowled one era consistently enough. So I'm asking both of you, starting with Shakib, what is it that the Pakistani spinners will be doing differently from what the West Indies spinners did this morning?
Yeah, I think obviously the West Indies spinners compared to the Pakistan spinners, they don't have the experience, they don't have the experience of the conditions, they don't have the skill level. But what I'll also say, in all fairness, is that this is the first day of a test match in Multan with overcast conditions, and obviously there was fog before the match started. So it wasn't necessarily the most ideal conditions for the spinners to bowl in. I think even Pakistan spinners, when they played in Multan before and Rawalpindi, they haven't necessarily been effective in the first 2-3 days of the test match. It's normally sort of day 3, day 4, when the pitch starts breaking up, that the spinners become more effective. So whilst the West Indies spinners are limited in skill compared to the Pakistan spinners, and maybe they could have bowled in the areas a bit more, I reckon on the first day of a test match, I don't think there will be much assistance for the spinners anyway. In fact, more for the fast bowlers, and that's why you saw Jayden Seales getting movement both in and out especially in the wickets that we saw that he got today. So Pakistan spinners as well, probably similarly, I reckon they would have struggled a bit on the first day. Day 3, day 4, I think is a bit different when the pitch starts breaking up a bit more. But at the moment, I still think it's relatively assists the streamers more than the spinners at the moment.
Thank you very much. Your views on it, Wafif?
I had a question that we saw a lot of turn, but what I know is that day 2 is probably the best day to bat in Pakistan. So I'm asking Mr. Saqib, is it the same? Like in England test match as well, the day 2 was a very good day for batting. So do you reckon tomorrow the pitch will be like suiting the batsmen more?
I still think it's still a fresh pitch. We've had 45 overs really, which is not even half a day's play, a session and a half. So I think that there will still be some. The pitch will probably ease out tomorrow if the sun comes out, but with the conditions at the moment in Pakistan, it's very foggy in the morning, so you're not really necessarily getting very good batting conditions. I reckon the bowlers will always have a chance at the match of getting wickets. So tomorrow, I reckon the more Pakistan bat, I reckon the conditions will get better for them. But if we get early wickets and the tail enders come in from Salman Agha onwards, then if West Indies bat tomorrow, I don't think the spinners will get as much assistance. So it'll be a good day for West Indies to bat tomorrow. I do think that. Uh, I think West Indies batsmen just need to apply themselves. Brathwaite's very good at playing the long innings when he gets in. So if they apply themselves and play the ball on its merit, I don't think there'll be much trouble from the spinners tomorrow. I reckon tomorrow would be a good batting wicket because Pakistan are playing with 4 spinners, I believe, or 3. So
4.
yeah, 4 spinners, which is, in my opinion, quite risky.
And
Uh,
if you had Shakil, it's 5.
yeah, yeah. So you're basically putting all your eggs in your spinning basket,
Yes.
which is quite dangerous, I think, because Khurram Shahzad will probably bowl about 6 overs on his opening spell, and then you'll have spin from either side.
Okay. What's your? I see you itching to say something there, Wafif.
So do you reckon this pitch is probably more trickier than the England Test series?
The England Test series. So the pitches on the England Test series were very spinner friendly. I reckon Pakistan went in with
Only 2 spinners bowling out.
2 spinners. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So this pitch is probably less spinner friendly at the moment. But Multan's a tricky pitch really because there's not been many test matches played in Multan recently. In fact, only it's probably the 3rd or 4th test match that's been played in Multan in the last 4 or 5 years. So it's still a pitch which is not has its own secrets really in terms of how it will play out on day 3 and day 4. But I reckon England's and West Indies skill level in terms of playing spin, you'd probably say England are slightly more better playing spin but they're more
Yeah.
aggressive. Whereas I
True.
think the West Indies will apply themselves more. Brathwaite can easily bat all day and maybe get 90, 100 not out. So I think if they apply themselves better, I reckon they'll have a chance.
All right.
Now,
When Brathwaite, just before the close of the day's play, the umpire asked Brathwaite not to bowl Seales because Seales came back for his 10th over. If they bowl Seales, they're going to come off. Brathwaite decided to come on and do his throw up because what he does, I doesn't call it bowling, it's really throw up. So he came on, he threw up 3 deliveries. The umpires still decide to take the players off the field after he throw up 3 deliveries. My position is that if the umpire said don't bowl your pace bowlers because if you bowl them, they will take you off the field. I am always of the view that you should bowl your pace bowlers and come off the field because by staying, you are giving the opposition free runs. Secondly, there were 2 well-set batsmen. So one of the main things you want them to do is to get a break so that they have to start over because they were well set. So you're giving them free runs. 2 well-set batsmen, you need to break them concentration. And thirdly, tomorrow morning, instead of Jayden Seales bowling the first over, Brathwaite will have to finish his throw up by throwing up another 3 deliveries. And I just think that decision not to come off the field then by bowling your fast bowler was wrong. What is your view, starting with you, Wafif?
it depends actually. Sometimes you might even get wickets because sometimes it actually breaks the concentration of a batsman. They think that it's easier to hit it and they try to go big against them. But I mean, it totally depends on the mentality of a batsman. But as a captain, you know you want to stay in the field. You want to get a wicket. They're itching for a wicket because they even know that if they get 1 wicket there, if they got a wicket there, then it would definitely the day would have belonged to the West Indies. So that is why Brathwaite was trying to, like, even if he could bowl, he tried to break the partnership, and I think that's fine as a captain.
What's your thought on it, Shakib? I disagree with Wafif, but then opinions, content, and no issue. Although I disagree, it's no issue. We are entitled to our own opinion, Wafif. What's your thought on it, Shakib?
I think it just depends on whether Brathwaite knew or if the umpires had told, because I didn't watch that passage of play. So whether the umpires had told Brathwaite that we're going to be going off soon, or maybe if they told him, well, if the lights are good enough, then your fast bowler can come in. So maybe he thought he'll bowl an over and then get Jayden Seales on. But I think when you're the opposition batsman and you're batting, and the light's pretty bad, you're going to say to the umpire, well, I can't really see anything now. So West Indies had either the chance to carry on playing their spinners, and obviously you had Rizwan and Solskjaer very comfortable in the partnership, or you had Brathwaite trying to get his fast bowlers in to maybe get a wicket or two before the close of play. So it's a fine balance, really. In terms of the first three balls in the morning, I don't think it'll make that much difference personally, because if it was a case of it's a chase and West Indies need sort of 20 runs to win, then you can say three balls are very important because the potential 3 runs. I reckon as long as you get Jayden Seales in tomorrow after the 3 balls are over and he bowls the opening spell, I think it should be fine, because the ball's 45 overs old yet, so the new ball is not due for another 30 overs. So I think you want to keep Seales for the new ball as well. So maybe ball him a 5-6 over spell tomorrow morning. Get the spinners on, and if there's no wickets up, if there's no wickets to be taken, then bring Seales on again for the new ball after 80 overs.
There are scenarios where I don't mind staying on the field, but when there's a partnership of 97, I want to get off.
Yeah,
I don't think that should be looking a wicket that time. If they were, for example, if Pakistan were 97 for 8, I could understand staying on, trying to get those 2 wickets. But here's it, that we have a partnership of 97. My view would to be get off, break the concentration like a drinks break. That, you know. Good morning, Fantasy Pavilion. Happy to have you here, Patrick Lambert. Good to see you, Mr. Casanova. Good morning. Patrick Lambert is asking the question. Having Pakistan 46 for 3, having Pakistan 46 for 4, I expected Brathwaite to apply pressure by attacking the batters, thereby inviting them to take chances. Let's start with you, Shakib. How do you respond to that?
I think what happens is, and there's a lot of captains who fall for the trap, when you have a very good start and then a partnership builds and it gets to 60 runs, 70 runs, then some captains do become a bit defensive. And I think Brathwaite fell victim to that because there was only so much he could bowl, obviously, his premium fast bowler Seales. And I think once the spinners came on, and then Rizwan and Solskjaer, and Rizwan especially, are pretty good at getting singles, I think he kind of let the field put the field a bit back, which kind of helped the Pakistani batsmen kind of grow into the partnership a bit more. So I reckon hopefully what you need to see tomorrow is get your fast bowler on, put your 3 slips or 4 slips in, and just attack. But I reckon that he probably did let Pakistan go away a bit lightly. But I think West Indies, in terms of fast bowling, they got only the 2 fast bowlers, I believe.
No, 2 only the Seals and Greaves. We went in with 3 spinners.
So with the spinners, obviously you can have a short fine leg and you can have a bat pad, really, and maybe a leg slip or a slip. But this is the kind of Pakistan's Rizwan's game, really, and Shakil's game, just getting the singles just to keep the partnership going.
For me, the spinners didn't bowl in the right era. They were trying to bowl too many wonder delivery, too many magic delivery, instead of just hitting a spot and allow Rizwan and Saul to take the chances. They were so loose by looking to get the ball to turn from outside leg to hit the top of off and those things, instead of just hitting that length and line, which forced the batsman to take the chances. And I think that's what happened to the spinners. Yes. And I think that's how Pakistan got away. Do you want to respond to this, Wafif? Is this fair? Does the numbers suggest? He called it a fact, but I think it's not a fact, but he could say arguable, but it will never be a fact. But respond to it for me, Wafif.
So first of all, there's one player in the West Indies side Jomel Warrikan. Whenever West Indies is going to Pakistan or Bangladesh, I see him. But whenever West Indies is playing in their home ground or anywhere like South Africa, I never get to see him. So if your spinner is just playing only in the subcontinent, he doesn't get enough match practice. You cannot expect them to be a world-class spinner. But Gudakesh Moti is different, and even Gudakesh Moti is not a regular in the test squad. So that is why you can't expect your spinning department to be good, and that is why I think West Indies is lacking. And if you don't have that quality spin, whatever the pitch is, you should go with your strength. I mean, see, 3 wickets taken by Jayden Seales. Imagine what would have happened if Shamar Joseph or Alzari Joseph was playing. Wait, is Shamar Joseph injured or is
Yeah,
missing out?
Shamar Joseph is injured.
But what about Alzari Joseph?
He's playing in the ILT20.
No, come on, man. We talked about this last time as well. Franchisee league. Uh, Yeah, but I was expecting more from Justin Greaves because if you remember the way he a leg cutter to get Litton Das out in Jamaica, do you remember that ball? I was expecting him to get more purchase from that pitch, but he didn't impress me.
Okay. Shakib, did West Indies, looking at this pitch, the post I sent there, Babaliko is saying that when you look at the fast bowling, they should have brought the other two fast bowlers. Well, I don't know which other two he's talking about, probably Alzari and Shamar, but Shamar could not have gone because Shamar is clearly injured. There's another fast bowler in Pakistan, Anderson Phillips. Looking at what Seales did, should West Indies have played Anderson Phillips, or is just that Seales is really a world-class bowler? He's just a cut above the rest. And what Seales did, Anderson Phillips would not have been able to do it. What are your thoughts?
Well, as I think, as I mentioned earlier in the show, we've grown up watching terrific West Indies fast bowlers. That's always been their go-to success, especially in Test cricket. I always feel, in my personal opinion, and I think the same about the current Pakistan lineup in this Test match as well. When you're only going in with one fast bowler, I really think you're limiting your options, to be honest. And I think both Pakistan and West Indies are limiting their options by only playing one fast bowler. You can turn around and say, yes, Jayden Seales is obviously a cut above the other bowler that you mentioned. But I do reckon that you have two fast bowlers bowling with a new ball. It's much better than having four spinners or three or four spinners. So I reckon West Indies and Pakistan have both missed a trick by only bowling the one fast bowler. And I reckon if you had another fast bowler in there, just imagine you got Jayden Seales moving the ball around from one end, and then you got another fast bowler moving the ball around from another end. It kind of keeps the batsman under pressure, especially in the first 10, 15 overs. But once the spinners come in, and Pakistan plays spin very well, especially in these conditions, you are giving them an advantage by allowing them to settle on the other end with a spinner. And I think basically that's what's happened, because I think today out of the 43 or 44 overs that were bowled, 30 overs or plus were bowled by the spinners.
Yeah. Only
So
13 by the seamers.
yeah,
Go ahead.
Mr. Brown, yeah, if you allow me, I was really interested to know what's the point of giving the squad one day before the game. Both Pakistan and West Indies gave their squad one day before the game. Shouldn't you go in the ground on the day? You see the weather condition, you see the pitch, and then make your decision. What's the point of giving it one day before? You can't predict the weather, can you?
announcing the squad. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think a lot of teams, Pakistan especially, do that quite a lot sometimes. They announce the team 1 or 2 days before.
Yeah.
I think when you go to the pitch and look at the pitch, the creator obviously has the pitch set out really already, so they have an idea and look at the pitch. Normally in England, if it's a test match in England, you probably wouldn't see that happening until the morning of the pitch, really, or until the morning of the match. But I think in Pakistan, they kind of know what they're expecting. But West Indies, I think, should have delayed their announcement, really.
Yeah, and but you cannot predict the weather, can you? I
No.
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but let me say here, but that number one, you have up until the spinning of the coin, the toss, to change your team. So although you name it publicly before then, it's really only become official when the
Yeah.
toss is spun. So they could make
Oh,
any change to the
Yeah.
team once they go to the ground and do that. And secondly, we must remember that Kemar Roach is injured or sick, so he was not available for the match today. The only other
right.
fast bowler that was available was Anderson Phillips, who I think is very good and is faster than Jayden Seales. So I don't know, but I take your point. Why name the playing 11 so early? I don't understand. Go ahead, Wafif.
Yeah, I think West Indies should have gone with Anderson Phillips if you're
Yeah.
saying that, because I think Pakistan sometimes do struggle against the pace. I mean, pace is pace. If you have high pace, then you can get wickets in any deck. And I think West Indies should have focused more on their strength rather than what the pitch is about. Because definitely spin is not the strongest for the West Indies. So yes, as you mentioned, they're unfortunate that West Indies didn't have Kimar Roach, Shamar Joseph, but maybe Alzari Joseph could have been there, or at least Anderson Phillips, as you mentioned.
Yes. Joel Williams is saying, I think we lost our opportunity to keep the runs down in the last 15 overs. About 30 to 40 runs came off poor bowling. If Pakistan make 350 to 400, game over. Remember West Indies batting loss. I don't think any of us will disagree with you on that one, Joel Williams. Patsy is saying, what happened to Minley? He bowls better than Greaves. Yes, Minley is a better bowler than Greaves, but I don't think in this situation Minley would be able to force himself into the team because Greaves is mostly playing as a batsman who can bowl. And really, West Indies just went into the match with one genuine fast bowler.
Have you guys made Akil Hussain make his debut yet in Test matches?
Well, the thing is,
He's playing the LPL.
no,
I was
you
watching
cannot
last
have
night.
Akil Hussain playing Test matches unless he showed an interest in playing regional 4-day cricket.
Yeah, I agree.
Until he plays some 4-day cricket. Although West Indies policies allow the coach to select a player who is not playing 4-day cricket, I don't see a player who is not playing 1-day international and 4-day cricket to move from T20 to play Test. I don't think he will last the 5-day. Do you think so, Shakib?
I agree with you. I think Pakistan tried that with Harris Rolfe. I think your body needs to get. I mean, it's a bit different for a spinner, but with a spinner, you expect to bowl at least 20, 25 overs a day, and if you haven't put the hard yards in domestic cricket, 4-day cricket, especially, then you are going to struggle. It's a completely different ball game in Test cricket. When you're playing T20 cricket, you can bowl attacking because you know the batsmen are going to go after you. In Test cricket, you need to have patience and set up traps for the bowler, for the batsman when you're a spinner. And I think Akil Hussain doesn't have that experience. And domestic cricket is your main go-to for selecting your Test side. And those who play 4-day cricket deserve to be selected, really. And I definitely agree with you.
Yes. Wife, do you think that Akil Hussain can make that big jump? Mark you, I recall before COVID, he did play regional 4-day cricket for Trinidad. Then he even have first-class centuries as a batsman. But having not played any red ball cricket for the past 4 years, having not played any 1-day international cricket for the past 4 years, do you think he can make that big jump from T20 cricket right to Test cricket, Wafif?
Now, okay, so I have one more question. Would you rather consider Roston Chase to be in the T20I squad or the Test squad? Okay, let's forget about Akil Hussain for now. What about Roston Chase not being in the Test squad? Why is he not in the Test squad?
When you look at, although Ruston Chase played one regional first-class match last year and did very well, when you look at Ruston Chase overall performances in Test cricket, especially his last 10 matches, you will see that Ruston Chase overall average in Test cricket is 25 or 26, thereabout, and he's not an effective wicket taker in Test cricket. I have said many times, just like Shea Hope, Ruston Chase is a world-class performer in white ball cricket, especially one-day cricket for Hope and
Yeah.
T20 for Chase. But when it
Hmm.
comes to test cricket, red ball cricket, they have been found wanting. And we should not be misguided by their white ball form, because we must also separate the two issues, separate the
Hmm.
two formats, and realize that they are poor in test cricket when it
Right.
comes to white ball cricket. Will I give Ruston Chase another chance in red ball cricket? Yes, but I do not see him as a top six batsman. I see him as someone who is batting at number 8 and able to bowl probably 25 overs in the day. And he may not even be an attacking option, although he's asked to play at number 8. He may be someone who is going to bowl 30 overs for the day for 70 runs. So that's what I look at it. Patsy saying that Shamar just got married. I don't know. Probably have your date wrong, because my understanding that Shamar married some time ago. Um,
Maybe he got
Roach
married
was
again.
ill. Eh? Probably married again?
Maybe he got married again. Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Well, maybe. He would have played if he wasn't. Not sure if you mentioned it before. Just, yes, we did mention that Roach is ill. Athena is making a point here. It's that fast bowler hunting Pierce. Gentlemen, I want to hear both of your reaction to this. Start with you this time, Wafif.
Yeah, definitely. You have to. One bowler would make you will keep the pressure on. The other will get the wicket. You see any test match. Okay, let's for example, let's talk about the Jamaica test, Bangladesh West Indies. Nahid Rana made sure to make the batsmen fear about his pace, and Tuskin got the wicket. So yes, always think about Stuart Broad and Jimmy Anderson. It's all about like you have to make sure one bowler keeps pressuring the other end and the other one takes a wicket. So yes, fast bowlers do hunting pairs.
Shakib?
Yeah, it's a spot on, really. Exactly what I said earlier on. If you have two fast bowlers playing, you can keep the pressure on, and that's why I feel both teams. Pakistan may get away with it because they're at home, but that's why I feel both teams have missed a trick by only playing one fast bowler.
Okay, thank you. Wafif, now going forward tomorrow, what is your prediction for tomorrow? What you think is going to happen? If you were the West Indies captain, what will you be doing first thing tomorrow morning? What will be your thought process? Start with you, Wafif, and then I come to Shakib.
First thing, be positive. Whatever they score, you have to believe because we always say one thing in cricket that you cannot judge a pitch before both the teams has batted. What if tomorrow West Indies go out in the middle and see no, the ball isn't turning that much. It was just so they can play. So first of all, try to get Pakistan all out within 250. Anything beyond 250, I'm telling you, from that moment on, West Indies can't make it because they have to bat last in this pitch and it's going to get worse. I can say that. So yes, but West Indies need to have the hope and believe to bat the whole day tomorrow and maybe even the next day uh, till
Let me ask you
three
this now.
sessions at least.
Yeah, let me ask you this. Who are the two bowlers that you will start with, and what will be your attacking field tomorrow morning?
Jayden Seales, definitely, and definitely. I would like a clear like three slips, and a gully probably, to start Jayden Seales off. And from the other end, since there is no pacer, you have to go with Gudakesh Moti. Again, you have to have slips, leg slips. You have to keep attacking fielding. You can't go on defensive. If you go defensive tomorrow, the game will be go out of your hand.
Thank you very much. Shakib, from your point of view, from Pakistan point of view, you are the captain, you are the coach of the Pakistan team. What will you be saying to your batsmen tomorrow morning? Or even tonight, what will you be saying to your batsmen tomorrow morning before they go?
I think my advice to them will be just to apply themselves the way they have in this partnership. Keep the scoreboard ticking over, play the ball on its merit, and really Seales will be seen as a danger man. So try and play him off if you're trying to play him off if you can. What I would do though, from a West Indies perspective, is I'll actually bowl Greaves at the start as well. And whilst Rizwan's feet are a bit shaky because his feet aren't, he doesn't move his feet too much. Just trying to board it outside off stump, even for Greaves, and try and get the ball to move a bit and maybe get a wicket or two like that. Because I think once the spinners come in and the batsmen get settled, then it could be dangerous for them. So I personally feel the best option for the West Indies tomorrow would be to bowl Seales and Greaves to start off with. Pakistan just need to apply themselves. They still have quite a bit of batting left. You've got Argun coming in at 7, and then you've got Nawaz Ali and Sajid Khan. And Nawaz Ali, they've demonstrated that they can play decent innings as well. So there's still a lot of hard work to do for both teams. And this partnership really is ultimately very crucial. If Pakistan can add another 30, 40 runs with this partnership and they get to 200, 180 for 4, then I reckon that it'll be difficult for West Indies. But never say never, really. And the new ball might have a big part to play.
Yes, thank
And
you.
I would like to add one more thing. If the pitch does plays on for the spinners and if there is purchase and the bowlers are getting good turn, I think West Indies should go on attacking. Because if you try to defend in that pitch, you will just lose wickets and you can't score runs as well. So maybe go aggressive against probably spinners, pacers, whoever comes in, go aggressive.
Okay, thank you. Patsy Shea Hope is a better player than Casey Carter. They like to drop players that cake too much in the West Indies. I respect everyone's opinion, Patsy, but I would need some details on what you are saying. Dan Dada, thank you. I appreciate it very much. Patsy Lambert, what I'm saying is that, to the best of my knowledge, Shamar Joseph was married some time ago. There are two things here. As someone said, that he could have remarried, yes. Secondly, those pictures could have been just released. There are times when we have pictures and we don't release them until a year after, 6 months after. And thirdly, maybe you are right that they're probably just going on their honeymoon, because you can marry for a year or two, but because of mitigating circumstances, you just get to go on your honeymoon. But to the best of my knowledge, he was married some time ago, so I just want to put that out there. Shea Hope would be a better captain. Give him another chance. Patsy, to be honest, I don't I don't know. I don't know about that. Start with Seales and Greaves. The ball is doing a lot, said Dane. And Athena is saying that Jayden Seales should be on ball count. Cedar Bryan need him fit. So is that another issue here, gentlemen? Because we're wrapping up now. But when I saw Jayden Seales bowl 9 consecutive overs this morning, I remember Jafra Archer and the tennis elbow. I remember Bumrah in the recent series against Australia. Did that 9 consecutive overs too many for Jayden Seales, Shakib?
Definitely, I think it's a big concern, and this is where the problem lies. If you're only playing the fast bowler, whichever team it is, you're putting a lot of pressure, mentally as well as physically, on your premium fast bowler. And again, even traditionally, fast bowlers normally can bowl about 20 overs a day, 22, 23 overs a day, not more than that. So Jayden Seales has got a lot of pressure on him, and the physical aspect can't be ignored. So he is on ball count. In fact, most fast bowlers are on ball count. The only problem West Indies have is that they're only playing the one fast bowler. So they really have to manage him carefully. So I agree that he has to be managed, and therefore you have to manage how many overs he can bowl. But that would be the case with most fast bowlers, I would say.
Yeah. Wafif, your thoughts on Seales?
Yeah, same. And one more thing is that you have to also remember about the workload that the Pacers are taking. You have to sometimes give them breaks and bring others in. That's why I think you need to expand. West Indies need more bowlers. West Indies need more spinners, more pacers, and they're lacking that. They're always going with the same attack. So I think young players are not coming in the West Indies squad for a long time. So that needs to be changed.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I want to say something here. From time to time, when I am doing a show or a watch along, there are a number of persons who are always calling for players who are mostly playing white ball cricket to be included in the West Indies test team. The regional first class season starts on the 29th of January this year, a week from Wednesday coming. During the regional first class season, the Champions Trophy will be taking place. Therefore, no West Indies cricketer will be anywhere in the world playing any franchise league. They will all be available to play in our regional first class tournament for 2 matches minimum. Let's see if those players who you are calling for to be in the test team will make themselves available to represent their regional team in the first class season for 2 matches. Because there's no way someone who is not prepared to play in the regional first class season should be picked for the test team, although West Indies policies say they can. Gentlemen, I really appreciate you joining me this morning, and I look forward to see you again at the end of the test match. I hope you will join us so that we can review the test match. Take care of yourself, everyone. Take care of your loved ones. Have a wonderful day now. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.